motherfucking tations. And welcome back. And may I say, woo! It's a pleasure to be back. The Bols is back. Podcast, that is. You already know what time it is. We everywhere. Sleeves the hustle in the building, man. All day long. Good brother, the militant one. Staff over here, a.k.a. Brother Byron. You know what we doing out here. My man over here in the Flyers, Philly, Broad Street, Black and Orange Edition, Podcast Bols join. You see how we getting it popping? Tyree, a.k.a. the good brother Skyree.
4.
All day long, dread on the lens, panning with the Podcast Bols, Philly type time we going on, olive ball shit. Listen, man, it's good to be back. We was off for a little bit. First and foremost, we got toast up for staff right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
My speedy recovery.
Exactly. He recovered from some, and that's that. And he's back. And we happy to have him back. You dig? And that's how that go. My arm.
Might as well start off with that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking of that, yes, man.
So I had COVID. So I was out for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want it.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I
You
said
don't.
that. You don't want
I'm
it.
pretty sure you don't.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
Did you have to seek medical attention?
no.
Okay.
But I was still fucked up though. Like, so, all right. So what happened was, and I was that guy too, man. Oh, it's messed up. So I was out with the family. It was Saturday, and it was cold. I got back in the house. I was feeling tired. I was like, well, I've been ripping and running outside in the cold all day. Sometimes that happens. You know what I mean? You know. Then the next day I had a fever, and then that fever just kind of lasted that whole week.
Wow.
Right? So, you know, my wife's a nurse. She had some at-home test kits for COVID. So I took a couple of those, 2 or 3 of them, and they kept coming up negative. So I was like, all right, well, at least I don't have COVID. I got some kind of little bug going on, but it's not COVID. Then, you know, I went to work. Yikes. I didn't know. My test kept coming back negative, right? So now I'm that guy, right? All that work around everybody. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? All on the keyboard. Everybody was coming behind me on the keyboard. Right? COVID hotspot now, right? So went to work. Still had this fever off and on. I was taking Tylenol to keep my fever down. Got back home. This is week 2 now, and I still have this fever. So we're like, well, what is going on? You know what I mean? And then the second week, I woke up one day and my fever was like 102 point something high. It was like higher than it had been before, but it was pretty high. And I was like, all right, we're gonna
You
take
woke up feeling super hot.
Yeah, let's take another test. Feeling hot, and my eyes hurt.
Wow.
Right? And my brother-in-law had COVID, and he said, yo, my eyes was hurting like crazy. And I'm like,
And what kind of eye hurt?
like a soreness in the back of your eye. You know what I
Wow.
mean? It's kind of like that's where that tendon is. That
Okay.
goes on. So it was sore and it was hurting, and I'm like, yo, I feel like I had some kind of crazy eye strain or something. But I just woke up. I ain't been staring at no screens or anything like that, and reading in the dark.
Didn't
you know?
have any night terrors that would
No,
precipitate
right,
your
yeah.
eyes
So
to
I'm like,
bug
ah
out.
man. Then I had this high fever. My back was a little sore, so she was like, let's take another test. I took the test, and she just turned and looked at me and shook her head. I'm like, damn, COVID. So I think what happened,
The vid.
right? I think what happened was the week prior, I think I had it, but I kept getting false negatives, if that's the thing. You know what I mean? And it was like, it just took a while before it actually showed up on the test. So then, you know, had that, dealt with that and that crazy fever. And having a fever for a prolonged time starts to take its toll on you. Like I started
Yeah, I
getting,
ain't never heard of that. Like that shit is crazy. You had it like for a week and a half, damn. Like,
yeah, 2 weeks, yeah. And I started
bro.
getting like a little confused and disoriented, I guess because your brain is cooking.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
It's a
So-
slow simmer.
Yeah.
Some roasted pork type
Yeah, it's
thing.
like, you know, I would get up to do something and then I couldn't remember what I was trying to do. And I was like, oh man, this ain't no good. So anyway, had to stay home, call the doctor to tell the doc and all that stuff. Then, you know, they don't give you anything. It's just like,
Right.
you know, you got to stay home for 2 weeks. You can't go back to work. You know, 10 days after the onset of symptoms, then you're cleared to go back to work. You know what I mean? So it was what it was. But everybody paid the price. My wife had to stay home from work because somebody in the household had COVID. Kids had to stay home from school because their dad had COVID. And they made them stay home for 2 weeks. Right? Yeah. So I was like,
Were they able to do anything?
yeah, they get homeschooled. They
Okay.
send them home with little laptops, you know,
Okay, yeah.
not laptops, but tablets or laptops, tablets.
Yeah.
And you know, you got to homeschool them. So then when I was feeling better, I had to go down and do homeschool with the kids. And man, they got to go to school. I'm tired of
That
Teach
sounds like
them,
another
man.
topic for another
Yeah,
day.
it's like,
We
nah,
should get
man,
into
y'all
that.
gotta go to school.
While you were ill, was anybody else in the house feeling weird?
Everybody else was fine, you know what I mean? But it's like,
It's a blessing.
yeah, I mean, look, I only missed 2 days of work because the week of Thanksgiving I had put in a vacation day anyway, and I had off on Thanksgiving, and you know I work a weird schedule, so I had that whole week off anyway.
Right.
Then I missed 2 days on the following week, and I thought I was going to be gravy with those 2 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I thought I was going to get like short-term disability. But before you can get short-term
You're
disability,
off 5 days.
you got to use up like 40 hours of vacation first.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, so they took 2 of my vacation.
Yeah.
And then they find out that I wasn't out long enough to get short-term disability anyway.
right.
So it was just like, oh man, I lost 2 vacation days. I had planned on using them at some other time, you know. But
Yeah.
you know,
Important part is, brother, yeah, good. Family's good.
yeah.
Everybody back to work,
Yeah,
back
I'm
to
saying,
school,
man.
and back into school.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's
they
it.
were back today.
That's the blessing and everything.
And now I got the COVID antibodies, so you know, still standing, still strong. You know, I can get COVID again, and ain't gonna be nothing.
It's no different from when we was park rangers and you used to sit and chill like mist first at Love
the
Park
homeless
on the
mist.
homeless mist from the Love Park fountain from these homeless people like bathing and swashing and I once saw a homeless dude walk up to the fountain at Love Park. For those of you who don't know, Love Park is like a tourist attraction in Center City, Philadelphia. There's a fountain there and the Love statue. If you Google it, you
Used
can
to be
see
real
it.
sketchy though back in the day.
Yeah, so the 3 of us used to be park rangers.
Absolutely. Fairmount.
And one of the assignments for the Fairmount District was we had to just kind of chill and monitor Love Park to make sure nothing happened crazy where we would have to report back at the cops, whatever the fuck. So we would see like, you know, homeless people do all manner of shit with this fountain. I once saw a dude walk to the center of the fountain while it's going on and flowing and hold a water bottle up like Lion-O from fucking Thundercats. Just hold this shit up in the air and just come back and just like it was Deer Park. Just
Crazier
guzzle
than
this
that.
shit. And this is, I don't know if it's the same day, but when I think about that, I think about somebody like letting their dog just run and slosh through the water just to give them a cool breeze.
To piggyback right on that,
Yeah.
even crazier than that. I was out there one time and I had to stop this lady. She was out there, took her baby bottle, popped the nipple off, scooped that joint right through the water. It was about, I was like, yo, lady, no, you can't do that. I was like, no, that shit is crazy dirty. Oh, you know what? Hold on. COVID, side effects. I have a little bit of TMJ pain. Temporal mandibular joint pain.
Yeah.
Right? So like right now when we was talking,
Your jaw?
my jaw kind of slipped out a little bit.
Ooh.
That's a side effect of COVID. So I got to do this.
I'm so glad he did
And
that
slide
pop
it
shit
back
on the
in
camera.
place.
Damn it, man.
Now it's better than it was.
Okay.
When it first started happening, boy, I was trying to talk, trying to eat, couldn't eat, and I had some chicken wings and shit. Not trying to be stereotypical, but I had banging out
It
chicken
just so
wings.
happens,
Yeah,
man. You
right?
wanted some wings.
And I tried to bite into them joints and I couldn't chew it. I'm like, yeah,
man.
my joint keeps slipping out. What's going on? I can't be on no applesauce diet. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
How long is that supposed to last for?
I've had it for about a week now, but it's getting better. Like I can really eat like at a normal speed again.
You had to like slow chew
Yeah,
some shit.
and then I couldn't close my jaw all the way, so it's like half chewing and stuff. So you like, oh man, you swallowing chunks. Like I can't go on choke on that. I gotta eat.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So I'm like, but who? I'm like, no,
nigga.
yeah, like
What do you want?
because COVID give you these weird side effects. It has all these residual effects or long term effects. I guess I hope this ain't long term. I can't have it.
Nobody wants that
long-term.
for a long term.
Yeah, but you really don't appreciate how much you use your jaw until that joint
Till it
start
hurt.
going funny or start flaking out. No
Fact.
pause, this real. You don't appreciate
Right,
it.
you talk, you chew, you
Exactly.
swallow.
Yeah, like talking,
Exactly.
chewing, like you might get excited about something, open your mouth for a while, laugh kind of hard, ha ha ha, then your jaw lock up on you, and it's
Yeah.
like, dang, you gotta, oh shit, man, you know,
Touchy.
your little instant lisp and everything, all this.
Nobody wants that.
No.
Yeah, it's like, damn. But
Yeah.
yeah, forgot about that part.
Yeah, listen, no, that was good. Way to let the people know. You know, so it's-
Like I said,
COVID, man.
you don't
I'm glad
want
he
it.
beat it
You
naturally.
don't want it.
You know what I'm saying?
You can
Let
survive
that
it,
go.
but you don't want it.
no.
Nah, if you had a choice, nah, you don't want that job.
Did you take any horse paste? Ivermectin.
Ivermectin or something like
Yeah,
that.
some
Nah,
of that,
man, I wouldn't even know where to get that.
Like squeezing your ear.
You got some horse paste.
If I may, real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I was talking about behind the scenes, over this past weekend, I'm a little late, but right before next weekend, it's a big Marvel weekend. Spider-Man. No,
Homecoming.
No
No
way
Way
home.
Home.
No Way Home.
Come on, man.
That's
No way home.
supposed to bring back
Home.
Doc Ock and
You know
all
what I'm saying?
that other
Everybody, you know what I'm
shit.
saying? The Sinister Six, pretty much.
I didn't peep that.
Yes, the
Okay.
Sinister Six is coming back through the multiverse. But I'm not trying to talk about that. So shout out to that when it comes. What I want to talk about is what Marvel movie came out in November. That it's a reason why nobody was talking about it. And me and my son were Marvel fans, so we go out to these things. So I took him to see The Eternals last weekend. And yeah, that's not a tip my cap. That's a get the fuck out of here with that. All right, you understand? Wow. All right, yeah.
So what did you like about it?
Listen, let's just talk about how it's basically to me it seems like a knockoff Justice League.
Spoiler alert. Just in case you drop something.
Hey man, it's been a month. If you ain't seen it, fuck it. You ain't want to. All right, let's just keep it a bean. I just had to see it my son. There was 4 niggas in the movie, me and 2 others. All right, so it's up. So let's keep it a bean. And we was out Jersey. It was like 4 people in the movie. You know what I'm saying? So in that, long story short, to me it seemed like a knockoff Justice League. Like the Avengers stand alone, they do their thing, but like the Eternals, all right, like you got a ball.
You got a Superman ball.
You got a ball that's like Superman, all right, doing the same thing, but he just ain't as fast as a speeding bullet. But strong, shooting the joints out. You got
like he power walks.
yeah, exactly. Whatever. You got a shorty, Latin joint, I believe she is. She's kind of pretty. I ain't gonna hold you. She's like the Flash, like a female Flash. Right. All right. Angelina Jolie character reminds me more of a Wonder Woman. All right, basically, because she was her name's Athena, goddess of war. So like, what are we doing here? All right, with that. Now let's get to the one thing I wanted to speak on while you see the Kwans in the background. The brother that's in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about Paperboy.
Exactly. From the ATL. I can't remember his real name. I apologize.
Brian Tyree something. I remember his middle name was Tyree, and I was like, oh,
you know what I'm saying? But Paperboy from ATL, he's a great actor. Shout out, all that, blah, blah. But this ain't about that right now. This one right here is that they gave the brothers a dark-skinned Eternal, right? All right? And then what did they do to the Eternal? Everybody else chilling. Everybody else got basic storylines, Some might be falling in love. Others might not want love. They chilling this, that, and the third. But the brother, his is a little different. He has a family. He has a male friend, partner. Okay. All right. We're in a superhero movie. This is already getting deep for me. But, all right, let's move past that. He has to save the world, so he has to leave his life that he has now with his son and his partner. That's cool. That actual part of the movie was no problem. He has to leave. When he has to leave, can we just do like a cut away with the hug or something like that? Then like, all right, man, and we cut away and we get to the action.
What happened?
Oh, what we had was
I didn't see it.
an intense male
intense.
makeout scene. Makeout scene, yes. Basically,
Passionate.
between a big ass black man and yeah.
You slobbed him down.
Yeah.
Did you watch? Did you
Slobbed him down.
Did you like read comics as a kid?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Eternals?
Exactly.
But they're so.
I know, but I'm just like,
Well, there's a reason why they weren't. All right. This movie
my
shows
main
you why.
thing is like of all the kind of Marvel sub stories, for lack of a better phrase, like why them, why now? If they're so close to what kind of the Avengers / Justice League model is, like if nothing else, is just gonna come off as a like an Aldi Save-A-Lot ass version of,
And that's what you get.
Yeah, like I feel like they could have been a little more original in terms of make a Nightcrawler movie or some shit before you start doing some Colossus. There's some originality before you do a team of people. Maybe they thought throwing the LGBTQ. I was asking you if you were familiar with it because I don't know if in the comic realm, A, the character is black, and B, if the character is gay.
That's too deep for me.
I never heard of the Eternals until this movie came out.
But the bottom line is this: for me watching that with my son who's 8, He was already on it, covering his eyes. All right, and then I had to double it. All right, because we're not even on that. And I
General
don't care.
makeout scenes. Does he do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was on that. He just like he don't be on that anyway.
No, look,
So
8
I
years
appreciate
old.
that already off top. But specifically, I doubled up on that because what are we? Listen, I'm here to watch Marvel superhero shit. What are we doing all this grown kissy face? And I'm in here with my 8-year-old son for and this man on man. What are we doing? And it's a brother. Y'all gotta cut that shit out. That's all I got to say, man. What's up next?
It was
man?
a
You know what I'm saying?
twofer for them. They got a black person and a gay at the same time. So those two
Other
things.
than that, what was the whole
Perfect.
pizzazz behind the Eternals? Like,
Nothing.
even when I remember seeing the trailer, like,
Yeah, it didn't strike me as something I wanted to see.
like I feel like if you're like a Marvel, devotee as you guys are, like I bang with it, I watch it, but I ain't going to no theater there.
My son gave it a 4 out of 10.
Oh, damn.
All right,
Oh,
and
wow.
and listen, Shang-Chi in September, he had rated that. He had liked that more than Spider-Man, and all y'all know how much
I
he
know
loves
how much he
Spider-Man.
loves Spider-Man.
All right,
He
And
loved that
put
before he was
Shang-Chi-
making
he
sentences.
gave Shang-Chi a 10 of 10.
Oh,
all right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? But listen here,
high
the
prestige.
Eternals a 4-piece, and I would agree, no biscuit. All right, and what's up, Staff? You know what I'm saying? Don't go see that shit.
But I think as a continuance, once you guys see this new Spider-Man, we're going to need his scale just to keep that theme going.
Oh yeah, he's going to 10 of 10 that. I can already see that up the first.
Everyone was it.
Yeah, he's going there with his Spider-Man mask on.
I already
It's
know.
going down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Well, we can tail in real quick. We ain't got to spend a lot of time on this. Just kind of how y'all feel about it. What's up with RG3? You know, he got a book coming out talking about something he was sexually harassed at Washington when he played down there. Yeah.
By whom?
That's what I'm saying. I don't even know. Is it true? I don't know. I don't know if he's just saying this just to sell a book. You know, his career is always kind of.
The fact, hey brother, we are doing him a fucking side. Hey RGD, you better fucking thank us right now that we even mentioned your fucking name on the Bols right now. All right, with you and your shit. Who gives
But
a fuck
LeVar
about?
Arrington and Fred Smoot was coming at him like, yo, you should have manned up and said something years ago. Like, why are you waiting until now?
'Cause you want
everybody else is
publicity and
talking
And they
about it.
also played. They probably played Washington around the same time. Man.
Yeah, like, dog, what are you talking about? It's 2021. Like, you're a grown ass man. Like, what? This is
So I
all
don't know if it's
sell
just him being sexually harassed or harassment as being part of the culture down there at Washington. But and then Fred Smoot said, "Oh man, Fred Smoot was saying, I think it was Fred Smoot. He was like, I guess something along the lines like he don't believe him that he's lying because he's like, yo, you like the ugliest quarterback in the league. Ain't nobody trying to. I was like, yo, damn, wow.
That's why he had to go get that.
Wow,
That's
man.
why he had to go get the best ones, Ty.
All right, listen. Beauty in the eyes of the beholder, man.
White
There was
But
a.
that don't mean that he could have been sexually harassed.
Yeah, like there was
Like,
there
that's something
there
to
wasn't
say
a
that,
long
like-
window, but there was a finite time when he was the hottest thing
8
in the
months.
league.
When
I don't even think
wait,
it was that
was he
long.
a number
It
one
was
draft
just
pick?
like-
No, he was number 2 after Andrew Luck.
That nigga had like 6
because he
months.
like tore his ACL and
Yeah.
he tried to keep playing.
Yeah,
and
it was over.
It was over after that, man. He was kind of what Lamar Jackson is. He was for like half,
4 months.
maybe 3/4 of a season.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he got the Rookie of the Year that year, where Andrew Luck was just like the can't miss blue chip prospect. But listen, there's a lot of autobiographies. I'm like in the middle of Will Smith's audiobook. It's very good. Like he's a very well spoken dude. I think I'm at the point where he's kind of doing a box office thing, like trying to become the biggest movie star in the world. But he goes.
Does the audiobook talk about the issues with, I guess, him and Jada?
I would imagine. I'm not at that point in his life yet. You know what I mean? We're at like the Independence Day.
Oh, this is 96 where he at
me
right
and
now.
Jada
He's on
and
top of
stuff.
the world.
Yeah, but I mean, like his whole art, good, bad, or indifferent. Like he gets real deep in terms of the relationship with his dad. And, abuse there, and between him and his mother and him and the kids. It's off-putting that he refers to his dad as Daddy-O and his mom as Mom. Like
I
that's
call
just
my grandma Mama.
most people. I call my grandma, but most people
Mom,
just
I
call
call
their
my
mom
grandma.
mom. But he go mom and daddy-o. So you hear that a lot, especially in the beginning when he's talking about his upbringing and meeting Jazzy Jeff and that whole thing and Reddy Roxy and all that stuff. But so far it's very good. Like I've listened to quite a few, like Barack's and Prodigies was good. But Will's is kind of creeping to the top of the list, man. So check it
So
out.
did Prodigy, was he narrating his own book? Or?
Yeah, no, his was good because it was him, and
he had a lot to say.
I remember like one of the funniest parts about that was like him and his people like jumping Noriega back in the day because he had did some sucker shit. Like I do remember that, but no, Prodigy's was also very like real and kind of forthcoming about stuff. Plus, because he grew up crazy, like.
And then he got reflective as
I think his mom was like a trained dancer and his dad's like a jazz musician.
Wow.
And his grandparents, I don't even remember exactly what it was, but one of them was like crazy famous. Like he grew up kind of under a musical umbrella. Like it was no surprise he became.
So it's weird.
Something.
So hearing that on the background is wild to hear that he was in Queensbridge.
That's what I was gonna say.
In the projects, like you get what I'm saying?
Oh,
With
you
that,
know
it's
what?
like,
But yeah, his parents are artists.
yeah, so
there's not a lot of
creativity,
money.
yeah, especially back then for that,
You're
yeah.
not really getting paid
Yeah,
all the time
exactly.
unless you eat that ball. But
Makes sense. Now, something else that me and Scott was talking yesterday, and he actually we was on the phone, and this shit happened via him.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Checking out the site. We don't need to name the site, but yeah. Basically,
Now we don't know if any of this shit is true
at all.
Just talking about what the site said. Allegedly. Word of the day here.
The good brother Stephen A. Smith seems to be dating his co-host now, Molly Quirm.
Molly Rose, who
just got
divorced from Jalen Rose. See what I'm saying?
You hear what I'm saying?
I said, like, we was talking about something totally different. I'm just scanning on the phone. I said, like, we stopped what we was talking about just to, yo!
Just the headline to see that. Like, I mean, like you said, this is
no matter of fact, I was
allegedly.
on the computer because, I was just looking at shit online and I was like, wow. That's quite the thing, because I had just that day, or maybe the day before, saw that Jaylen and Molly.
I didn't even know they divorced.
And they had said, like on the show, she had been going. I don't watch First Take, but she had just been going by Molly Karam and not Molly Karam Rose for like the last couple months.
Yeah,
so they had been living separately for the last 9 months to a year.
Wow.
I mean, listen, dog. I was the one that called you, like, by the way, I live something different.
Business is the business. Yeah, exactly.
You never know until the shit happened. You know what I'm saying?
Stephen A was probably working his penis.
Yeah, I mean,
He might have been tapping. Listen,
he was
Steve might have been
Birdman
tapping that
hands over
ass.
here.
He might have been tapping because listen, she was on that. She was a host. She was a co-host before they got married. So he might have been over here in the background tapping that ass. This ain't the right time right now, Molly.
Wow.
You should go with J Rock. It's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody. It's all alleged, but he's the only one
Exactly.
that thinks the shit that he's saying right now.
Exactly. And then you know what? Oh, that shit ain't working out. You know what? You want to deal with that one, or you want to come back to the OG.
Wow.
You know how Steve do with my vernacular. You know what I'm saying? Get real cool with it.
that's why you shouldn't date your coworkers.
No.
No.
Don't get involved with your coworkers.
Hell no.
But no, that's real crazy. That's like I feel like Steve was at their wedding.
Probably.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ooh.
Now, we don't know nothing.
No, we don't. But
Like, you don't know what Jaylen was doing to precipitate this or anything like that.
But
we don't know if the Stephen A thing is true.
What Jaylen and Stephen A's relationship?
Exactly.
Like,
But they work with each other, dog. So.
But see, but like,
assuming though, man, they could
exactly this whole thing. But like, they work close because they do like they're trying to compete with EJ, Kenny, Shaq, and Chuck with Mike Greenberg, Mike Wilbon, Stephen A, and Jaylen. That's like their NBA countdown show to compete with that. So like, it's plenty of times where they like talking about whatever, going back and forth. Oh man, how good. So what about you fucking my bitch? Let's talk about that, huh? Whoa, the camera. Whoa. And then he gonna say that,
I'm saying Stephen A sitting back. I heard that, OA. You know what I mean? Damn.
Yikes.
Damn.
all alleged.
Fab Five.
All alleged.
Fab Five at all.
Chris Webber's like, oh shit.
Damn. Oh, here back in your bitch. Damn. That's the Weebay. I told him that's the Weebay meme.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Like, oh.
I didn't know she was a cop.
Damn. That's crazy. What happened to the
You would
ball?
hope not, because for Stephen A. Smith being famous, being rich, with all the other women out there in the world.
She close shit. They work with each other.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like, why you got to take?
Cause she exotic and she fine as shit, man. Listen, I'm gonna tap that ass. You know what I'm saying?
So we know his stance. If he was in
Tap
Steve
that
Davis and shit.
So I'm gonna tap that ass.
Cause
J Rock ain't doing it.
that ass.
I'm gonna tap that ass. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah, I understand. Wow, damn.
So that's all, man. That's how that one go. Shit.
He's like, I don't blame Steve. I don't blame him, no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that shit, but I see
I
old
think you would.
No,
There's not a person in this
No.
world that thinks what you just said is true based on what you just said 10 seconds ago.
Listen, man,
Get the
it's
fuck out of here.
facts. I'm just describing how the young lady looked, and obviously how the old head took that situation. You know what I'm saying? I've been working with Molly for a while. You know, I ain't been on his shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
so-
Molly.
Oh, Jaylen
You know what I'm
messed up.
saying? Oh yeah, J Rock been fucked that up. Remember, I was supposed to tap that ass right before that, right?
Well,
Go ahead. Can you
See
shake
what
my
happens?
hairline
I
up?
don't know if it'll make first take that much. That'd be some shit, man. If they turn it
tension?
into a just them two type of show, or just like,
shit.
yeah. Who knows how it go? But
Because you know, I got this clout to talk to the people at ESPN to
I
make
just
that
got
happen.
Max ass out of here to make
Exactly,
it a
make
little more
it
intimate
make
between me and
you.
you, and get everybody else on the camera via satellite.
Exactly.
We talk to Tebow in Florida, where the fuck
Exactly.
we at. But me and you, we in the same place. We might get a sofa.
Keep
next
Marcus Spears out in the other fucking
We
room.
fuck around, get us a love seat, start from there.
Exactly.
Action.
Stephen A. just ignorant.
Love the one you with.
Me and my girlfriend laying up watching LeBron last night.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean, J Rock?
I know Jaylen just gonna have that fake smile on the face.
Kick your ass.
Cut.
This joke.
Oh, he's 6'8", going
That's only gonna be for so long. Jalen Rose ain't had a Paul Pierce moment yet. Paul Pierce, now, and this is where I'm going. Paul Pierce was like, man, you know what? Fuck ESPN. I got money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I want to do. Y'all trying to
And
control
he
me.
did what he wanted to do.
Exactly. Like literally. Like, you know what?
Very
I get money. Fuck y'all. I don't need to be dealing with this bullshit. J Rock gotta have one of them. And that's when he gonna sock Stephen A on camera
But,
and
you
shit.
know, he didn't necessarily have the Paul Pierce career, so he might not have the Paul Pierce money.
Factual.
Yeah.
M's is
Some
M's.
people need a paycheck because they spend M's.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I hear he paid like $100,000 for his barber. I see why. You
Oof, yikes.
know what I'm saying?
All right, we'll slide into the next kind of, piggybacks on this too. So I was watching another podcast.
How dare you?
I know, right? Oh my gosh. I was doing
fucking guy.
research.
All right, that's all.
So I was watching another podcast, and the guest was talking. I guess the guest was in like a polyamorous relationship, but he was saying that everybody should have a side piece. Because when you're in a relationship, one person, you love that person, but the people you love usually cause you the most pain, give you the most stress. You know what I mean? So you need somebody else around as an outlet. I wanted to get your opinion. I mean, me personally, I think adding any more to the relationship is always a rest. Aside from the person that you're adding any other people to that relationship is always a recipe for disaster. I feel like it never really works out in the end. I know you'll see some dudes on YouTube, they might have 2 girlfriends and, they say it works, but I like to see where they are a couple years from now, see how everything turns out. So how do y'all feel about it? You think everybody should have a side piece? Could you be in a relationship and have somebody on the side and be cool with your girlfriend and having somebody on the side?
I mean, because in theory, you should be cool with the inverse. Like, well, if she fed up, well, fuck it then. I'm going to go suck off Marvin. You need to be like, well, okay, I guess. I'm going to go fuck with whoever, you know what I mean? But me personally, anybody other than one just seems like a headache / hassle that I don't necessarily want to deal with. Like the juice ain't worth the squeeze for me. But some people are into that kind of life with other chicks and shit like that. Yeah, man.
I feel you.
Whatever
For
floats
me,
your boat, but fuck that shit, man. One's a headache enough for me. And I feel like if you dealing in that type of scenario, then you feel like you need to make some sort of time for the side piece, and that might be the only time that you have to yourself from your main chick. Yeah. And now I don't have a moment to myself.
But so one enough is a headache, right?
To me,
one is a headache, right? So does actually going out I'm not saying that that's true in every case.
Right.
But does actually going out and seeing someone else, your side piece, who might not be as stressful or be a stress reliever, is that actually fixing the problem of the headache from your main woman? I mean, what do you really...
Everything is an individual. Listen, man. Fucking stop trying to put it all as one. And it's all based on different people and they mentalities. From where you come from where you stand. Both of you. Simplicity is key for you. So you're going to try to keep it simple. Mm-hmm. You guys don't like the multitask.
Omar like it simple.
You know what I'm saying? Some people do. So therefore, they're free to love more than one person. And with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I have to give my devil's advocate point on this shit. I understand. Listen, I've had the thoughts. I've been there, all that shit. And for me, yeah, I'm back with the simplicity shit. All right? All day long. Real shit. But I don't knock the other side. Because listen, if you can make that shit.
You've lived it.
If you've been able to make it happen, all right, and you can be on accord as a unit, then that's what y'all do as a unit. You know what I'm saying?
Ever actually truly in accord?
As a unit, meaning you and all the women involved, or you and each individual relationship?
Do these women know about each other?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. When you have a, you know what I'm saying, a trio, you know what I'm saying, which is you and the two others, yes, they have to know about each other. You know what I'm saying? And then you come together and form a union.
Well, how do you maintain balance? How do you treat each one equally?
It's not an equal. Listen, one was your main bitch and she got another bitch for you and then you fall in line with that shit. That's how it should go. It's not going to be no equal shit because that's where the shit gets fucked up.
So the main bitch go out and get the secondary.
Listen, man, if it's done properly, yes. You want the bitch to pick that out for you. So all you are is
so
the toy.
now does the main one, right? So the main one always picks a woman who she feels like isn't really direct competition for her?
It doesn't matter. She feels whoever gets her pussy wet. And she wants to deal with.
But if she's in a relationship with you, is she going to pick a woman who she feels might be prettier than her?
It ain't about
or who you feel
she's going to get she's going to get
attractive
who we feel is fucking with us. That's how it should go in that type of situation. It ain't just going to be about me. It's going to be about her too, because she going to fuck with the bitch too. And more than times out of 10, she going to be dealing with the bitch more.
So now when you say fucking with us and fucking with the bitch too, are you just talking about like having purely a sexual relationship, or are y'all actually building like
fucking build?
So you're not trying to build. You're not really trying to, it's just purely sexual.
Listen, man. Fun and games and get on up out of here, Skip. You keep that shit around too long, then yeah.
So then is it really like, are y'all really like a threesome? Or
it doesn't have to be. It was fun times.
Or whatever. So
it's fun times with your lady. She enjoys it. Keep it moving. You let your woman control that. Once you start trying to be all involved in that, that's when the shit get twisted. That's when it's all.
And in this scenario, there would be no time when you and the third wheel would be acting independently without your.
You better let her know. That's where you get it fucked up. You start trying to do that extra shit on the scissor and not.
Let them know so that they can agree to it.
Yes,
disagree,
absolutely.
Or they agree but secretly don't want you to. But they.
Hey, listen, she'll let you know. She will let you know.
So there's never any chance of this being something long term.
It all depends on the situation and the people that's got it.
What's the definition of long term?
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Exactly. Like, how can you say? Like, come on.
Okay. So you're the only one here who's got experience.
I wouldn't say I have.
I don't know.
I wouldn't say I have experience, brother. I have knowledge. All right.
Okay. Well,
that is a difference.
Right.
See how you try to put that on me? I have knowledge of this situation.
You have knowledge of these situations,
yes.
right?
I know things. So
you
you know what I'm saying? This boy crazy. But go ahead.
You have knowledge of these situations.
Yes.
So have you ever heard of one of these actually lasting, say, a year, 2 years?
I mean, I've heard of a couple of situations where they lasted, probably 2, 3, and then eventually it fell off because,
So why does it fall off? Is it because one woman actually gets tired of not being treated the same as the other woman?
What can happen is what maybe like I presented to you where it say like the main John was picking out this, that, and the third. What can happen is that she actually becomes like secondary and that other bitch
takes her place.
You know what I'm saying? And then she feel that and she the fuck out. Or she got freshly turned out and she...
Who got freshly turned out?
Your
main John or second John?
Your main. The second John is, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But your main John might just really say fuck it and like start fucking with bitches. You know
Okay,
what I'm
so
saying?
she's new to this world, is what you're saying. I guess I didn't think about that.
It's looking like Larry David on it, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but
I mean, but to his point, like, who the hell can say what would stop a relationship from working in that scenario? Anything, like, you know, the third wheel could feel like they want to be fulfilled in a more meaningful relationship. The main woman can feel like, to his point, they want to leave with the side chick. They can feel like that them and the main dude need to work on themselves before they keep fishing out for other material. The main dude can be fed up with both of them and go for something else. Like who's to say that he wants to stop it too? You know, I mean, like, there's a bunch of, like, man, the scenarios
it's
are fucking
variables,
endless,
man. So you can't pinpoint it. It's just, you know.
I mean, but to answer your question, no. Every man does not need a goddamn side chick.
No. It's factual. No, you do not. But I couldn't just let it go around. That would have been corny. Just let it go around. Yeah, no. I'm going to give you the other side of it. All right. There's a whole other side to that shit. You know what I'm saying?
think most men
the streets, baby. Always.
I think most men couldn't do that. I think most men couldn't be cool with. They could have a side piece, but they couldn't be cool with their main woman.
Because that's the ego, man, and shit. Like, you know, no.
No.
It takes a different type of boy to be like, yeah, like you cool. Like, yeah, she just got bombed out all crazy. She might come home and just tell you,
But she coming home to me.
Exactly. Raheem is busting me all crazy. Oh, all right, go shower. Go shower. You know what I'm saying?
Shout outs to Raheem.
That's all. So, you know, it goes down, man. The Bols, man, you know. Pleasure to be back, baby. You never know what's going on, man.
Watch them Raheems.
Exactly, man.
All right, that's another one I was thinking about. So I was listening to following these women's conversation on Twitter, and they were talking about how sometimes they just decide to be single. They don't want to be involved with anybody. They need to take a break from the dating world or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's bullshit, y'all lying. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe if you're 20 something, yeah, maybe you can decide to be single. I'm going to take a break from dating for a minute.
In a year.
Well, hold on. But do women who are, I just picked this number arbitrarily. I was like, what, 35. Do women over 35 actually take a break from dating, or is that just cap? Is it they just haven't met the right person?
No, ain't no
yet?
cap, dog.
Because I would say this, and not even just women. How many people do you know over 35 will actively choose to be alone?
I know a few motherfuckers that have done it.
It would be about the definition of break. Like, I mean,
it's not a break. You being alone.
Personally, there was a time, you know, within the last year where I was like, I'm not dating anybody. I'm just going to just chill now. This might have lasted, you know, months, some change, weeks, something like that. But that was a break. And I could see, you know, somebody of the opposite sex having this, you know, a similar reaction or an extended reaction that they just want to be just free and not have to deal with that bullshit. And it could be a result of, you know.
Now, when you say enjoy your freedom, you mean just not dating? Like, not dating just because you might be tired of the dating experience. Like, you just want to kind of just take a break from it all and just reevaluate what you want in terms of your partner, so you don't want to date. Because you feel like you might make a bad choice. Mm-hmm. So rather than make the bad choice, you just kind of want to fall back and think about what it is you want and then kind of reapproach it. Well, see, that's what I was thinking. I was like, does anybody actually want to be in that position?
Yeah.
Or you would much rather be in a relationship with somebody who actually you get along with, that you appreciate, you like, and you love, as opposed to being
But
single.
if you don't feel like you're capable of doing that until you kind of figure yourself out a little better, then that sacrifice is going to pay off. And I don't know that a lot of people have that foresight. So that's like, you know, a very admirable attribute to me, like, because you don't want to waste the partner's time because you feel like you would be wasting your time
You don't
because
go
you're not
from one failed relationship to the
right.
next.
Like,
relationship to the next
where's the
relationship.
fucking value there? So rather than do that, you just kind of like, well, fuck it. I'm not dating nobody until I have a better idea of what I want because what I thought I want, I tried in these last X amount of relationships and it didn't work.
Yeah,
so
you're talking about over
I'm
35.
wrong.
Now, can you say that's actually choosing to be alone, or is that just a direct result
Yeah,
of
because you
failed
can choose to be in a
relationships
bad
prior
relationship.
to that?
You could choose to be in a relationship that you know isn't going to work just for whatever benefits there are. It could be monetary, it could be physical, it could be emotional, or intellectual. But yeah, if you don't have, whatever X person's boxes are checked in terms of what they're looking for in a relationship, but you just stay with that person anyway because you don't know
for the
what
sake of being in a relationship.
It's like some
Come on,
people
man.
are as devoted or as into their options. If you don't have so many options, this is what you're gonna take, and this is what you're gonna live with. This is what you're gonna deal with. It's like when we were younger, we might have had homies that used to just hop from chick crib to chick crib, or like shack up with somebody that already had kids, so they ain't got to deal with living with their mama or some shit like that. Like things like that. So yeah.
Now, is that something you could do? Could you choose to be alone by yourself? Like choose not to date anybody.
Yes.
You've done it before.
Yes, I've had a young spurt of that when I first came out my marriage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just need peace away from all that shit, bro. Just gotta figure yourself the fuck out.
How long did that last for you?
Some months. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, wasn't nothing serious. You was thinking about dating. You just trying to at least get a figure. You know what I mean? You just came out of marriage. Like, you know what I'm saying? You still got love for that person. You, like, trying to figure your whole shit out in your next move. So you ain't trying to put nothing on somebody else. I don't give a fuck about your color, your birthday, none of that shit right now. Like, dog, like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? What's your favorite color? What you like to eat? What's this, that? Fuck all that, dog. Anybody got time for that, man? Yeah, no, I'm chilling, babe. You know what I'm saying? Have a convo, whatever. But yeah, no, like and like you said, over 35, like that's even better because listen, dog, we getting older. That means you're getting more mature and more wiser. So you're not trying to be on that dumb shit that you did before.
It makes
35.
more sense that somebody over 35
Exactly.
would do it as opposed
Exactly. Somebody younger, yeah, they gonna just go with whatever. But when you getting over that shit, over 35, you done been through some shit.
Right.
You done had some type of relationships, 2, 3, 4 that was on some shit. So now it's like, yeah, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Let me regroup. And it get to a point sometimes too when I hate people that be like, yeah, so I want to be like, in the next year I want to be married. I want to meet my soulmate. Shut the fuck up and let it grow organically, you dumb fucks. Wow. You like, listen, don't listen.
I don't disagree with you, but it was, a little
Yeah, listen, man, because this is just way too much. Like, this is the bottom line as you get older. Like, I hear that shit for younger folks, but we talking about 35, older, our age bracket. Like, listen, you done been around now. You can't rush shit. You got to let this shit happen and meet that person, and then y'all figure it out together as a unit and grow like that. If not, you fucking shedding yourself short. If you putting all the extra pressure on that shit, like, hey, we've been together a month, so guess what? Guess what now? We're gonna move in. Like, yo, shut the fuck up.
You get it for younger people, but it's even worse for them to be locked into a relationship that could potentially go south in due time. So it's
But we're more dumb on some young
no,
people.
you're right, but it's super imperative for them at that point to like, this don't look like something I need to be.
But that's when you gotta. But so that's also the lessons. There's no losses.
Yeah,
that's the lessons
for
that come
sure.
in from these things that we've been through. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now you don't want to keep making the same ones, but like,
Which is why somebody in that position, if they have that clear level of thinking, would take a break because they don't want to keep following the same pattern.
Yeah. And it's
Well,
just,
Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, it can make sense. Yeah, I definitely can see that. You know what I mean? But I was just like I said, I was following the conversation. I thought it was an interesting topic to talk about. Especially, I guess I wish we could get a woman's opinion too. I'm sure they would say the same thing that you were saying. But I know that a lot of women, once they get to a certain age, I feel like a lot of them feel pressure to be in a relationship and to be married and to start having a family and start having.
if I make time out.
And it's different for men because we don't have those same pressures.
Brother, I love you, but that way, what you talking right now, it's kind of like old school. Cause no, chicks now, listen, all they about is empowerment for they shit. And they want somebody else that can be on the same type time with them. You got half and half with that. That's why you see a lot of successful women with no man. because they halfway not settling for shit because they so caught up in what they doing and they shit and they how they going on. They not settling for less with that shit, dog. You get what I'm saying? It ain't even so much about your money. It's about where you at, like how you on. Like you can't be no lazy motherfucker. You can't be somebody. You get what I'm saying? They're putting that work in, so they're expecting that back. So it's not like they don't care as much. They're good with their freedom of them. Like at the end of the day, of course they want somebody, but think about it. In this era we live in now, bro.
So you're saying they're choosing to be alone because they can't find an equal?
In a sense, that is least on a level of what they would like, to a level, I mean, not as equal as like monetary, nothing like that, but like, yeah, like dog, like they're not trying to take care of a nigga. If they've been doing this thing themselves, like they want somebody they can partner with, take care of them, and you get what I'm saying, equal type of value. Mm-hmm. Of course, that's what they want, and that's what we would want. Good men and good women. But you're talking about the good ones. It's not, that's a minority.
See, now I feel like we could slide in a whole another conversation.
Yeah, that's cool. That comes back to the cast.
Topics being maybe
that'll be on the next one, man. This wasn't
standards being set too high, or maybe needing to be lowered in some cases, so people aren't alone. That's a whole nother topic.
You don't lower your standards ever in life, for shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hold you compromise on certain
but
things.
Okay, let's not act like that shit don't happen, especially,
Sometimes you gotta hold it.
Yeah, because you'll make those mistakes as a kid, and some people they fall into that trap, like maybe that's the one that they wound up multiplying with, and 3 kids later, life got different.
Yeah, it happens, but also life will keep the same thing gonna keep popping you in the face, and it's just up to you to recognize it. You're gonna get that lump eye every time, man. So it's like it's sometimes you gotta wake up and switch your shit up, or it's gonna be the same thing, man. So
for sure.
Listen, man, the Bols, all right. You know what I'm saying? This was a little comeback for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot in store for y'all coming up, man. Listen, man. YouTube, Instagram, check us out, man. The merch. You see this right here? Olive Ball. Stav got the Carolina blue. What do you do? You seen the Broad Street line, and Dread in the back with the Phillies flavor going on, man. Get with us all day long. 2022 is upon us, and we got some more shows left before this year closes out, especially a year-end closeout we looking forward to, and a couple interviews, man. The Bols podcast, that is, as always, we everywhere. The Hustler, Staff in the building, Ty, a.k.a. Skyrie in the building.
We're everywhere.
Dread on the lens, man. Get with us, man. One time.